What's good, everybody? It's the Star Roddy Rod, and 2025 was definitely a year of new ventures, up and down, meeting people all the time. Well, I meet people every year, but this year was a little different, And I just want to recap the finest moments of this year for me. So, the beginning of the year was kind of dope. I was invited to a game night in Flatbush. Shout out to Mix and Mingle. Shout out to Russell Gustafe and his twin. That was a good event. Good networking event. Met a lot of people. Some of those people still on my Instagram to this day. Really dope event. And then in February, I got invited to the fucking vibes UK TV Brooklyn Brooklyn made Valentine's Day event. No, they shot an episode of the fucking vibes, and they did a Valentine's Day party. It was dope. I didn't have nothing really to do for Valentine's Day. So, I said, let me just pop out, let me attend, let me meet some people. I was trying to find a date, but that didn't go the way I wanted it to go. So, that was back in February, Valentine's Day. So when it came to so later on, I was the Daniel Jean had started his biggest content day ever. And I went to the first one. The first one was in Manhattan. They had on a rooftop. It was all vibes, all good time. I'm watching these guys over here filming. They're doing their skits. They're doing their interviews. Mind you, I'm a nobody. I probably only knew like five or six people in that room that day. Including Dupree and Daniel, and maybe millions. But yeah, so like I'm just watching everybody. I'm meeting new people. I'm enjoying myself as much as I could. Then I see, Giddy Lefty, Loso, Luxury Loso, Smiley, I'm telling them keep up the good work. I was in heaven because most of the people who was at that event at that time, I was already watching their stuff on Instagram every day. So I was in like a creator heaven. Like I didn't even know, like I got to meet a bunch of creators that day. And I probably got into like a couple of videos because the standing room in that event was just small. So I'm pretty sure I got into a couple of videos just by standing there. Um, I filmed a couple of stuff. They had some guys doing push-ups. They had this guy cutting somebody here. They had Rod going around with the gun for the weed. They shooting them in people's face. It was a vibe. So once I left there, I got inspired. I said, yo, all these different people making content, all these different people, it got me inspired to start to do something. So, shout out to Daniel Jean, shout out to everybody who was at the first one, of course. Shout out to my boy Sky High. You already know. So the second one came around, and the second one was crazy. He had more people there than it could fit in the actual place. And I think like we had an inside and an outside. So I go there, they had the little Biggie shirt on, had the yellow bag. I had the flyer made, so $10 to make the flyer, whatever. But I got it for free. I showed up doing media. So, once I got in, the door people knew me and everything. It was a vibe. I was dancing. Then I started to see, you know, all these other celebrities too was there that night. I think Scarlett was there. The guy that did that Don Julio song, he was there. Mad chicks. I'm like, wow, so much people here, bro. There was so much people there. I couldn't even. If I wanted to, I couldn't even meet everybody that I wanted to meet that night, So, waiting at the bar for food, that didn't go down. Seeing Drewski, seeing Audie, seeing Mano pop through. Like, it was definitely a vibe. The second one. And that second one was where I did the Giddy Lefty water balloon skit. I did it twice. So, the first time they didn't even like what I did. The second time it's like, you know what, act like you're sleeping, and then when you wake up, you don't know what hit you. So, that's the one they kept, and that's the one that's online. First viral clip. First viral clip on the internet of me. And I'll always be grateful and thankful for that, because, always wanted to do skits for a little while. I've been watching skits all the time. So that happened. And then, you know, my show Start Time Podcast, I was reinventing this, so I did a promotional video for that, probably like a week or two before that. And then a couple of weeks later, after the second event, the Start Time first live, IG Live started to happen. I had Chastity, Mackenzie, I had Paul Lamar Hunter, I had Tay Tay Seacrest, had Reed, a sex therapist, I had Ladybug, I had Official Sky High, and that was a blessing. IG Live, my IG Live was popping up for the last few months. And that was content. More people started to pay attention to my page more. More people started to add me, and more people started to add me because they see me at the content days. So um, every little thing that I do is ideally to grow my following, to grow my fan base. Whether I collaborate, whether I do my podcast, whether I do thing. Now a lot of people they just know me as that media guy. No, they know me as the media guy. I just be filming when I go to the concerts, I go to the events, I do a little recap, I tag the people so they could share it. More people get eyes on my page, more people for opportunities. Um, so yeah, it's the summer, very hot. Don't want to stay home. Every weekend, I'm going to something to do. So in New York, they have a lot of these free concerts all around New York City. If you know, you know. So, somebody who was low in cash this year, I took advantage of the free concerts. I saw Lord, I saw Alert, I saw Soul for Real, saw Christopher Williams, I saw Lost Boys with Mr. Cheeks, I saw Jeff Red maybe twice. I saw Maya, I saw Trey Songz, I saw Bobby Valentino, I saw Fabulous, I saw Honey Baby a couple times. Um, yeah, those were amongst the people I saw when I went to the free concerts all summer. So as the summer was going down, it was also great, because it gave me something to do. I didn't have to like spend money to go there. I had to spend money to go there. I just had to get there, enjoy myself. Maybe if I want to buy food or whatever, bring food with me, whatever. So it was an experience, going out to free concerts, enjoying myself all summer, going around New York City. So by the time the fall came, I still wanted to be outside and out and about. I started to do events for New York City for free. I would go to work, I would find something to do, New York City for free. There'll be a whole bunch of events they'll have. They had this thing in the Oculus where they was doing the Ferrero Rocher. I remember that. They had this thing where you listen to headphones. Had got free. It was like a wine tasting. I was just doing a lot of stuff with them, like free stuff all over the city. You know, that was great. And then like by the time the four came, I was basically slowing down on going out so much. I was probably already using New York City for free. Also for the summer, I also was just supporting a lot of different promoters. A lot of different events on the weekends. Shout out to Milk, shout out to Milk, shout out to DJ Castle, shout out to those girls in Long Island that I would support. It was a great vibe, going to these events, supporting parties, day parties. These days I'm more of a day party person, like, and Breezy Angels, all of that. So by the time the fall came, I was just going to events outside. Then I started to get hit up to go do basically anything that was, if I was available, I'd just go. Like I went to this music video for Frank Stoney back in October, dragged my homeboy Mally Mal. He came through with me, that was good. So that I didn't feel like right now this year I was definitely a lone wolf. I was going places by myself and everything. So with that, that was good. I didn't go by myself. I had somebody to come with me and drive me home. Stuff like that I appreciate, even if it's just like, but you don't want everybody's company with you because some people are drama. So and then like I started to, you know, get more in tune with Giddy Lefty and the crew because they added me to the group chat. So added me to the group chat, started to come out more, started to go to their stuff. Giddy Lefty low, so they had an appreciation, meet and greet, and that was kind of dope. Did the skit, did the skit with Mimi and LJ Stacks, that's still going ham on Instagram right now. Did the interview with Main Event Lou, that was good too. So I was starting to get content, started to get a little bit more content, when I did it with LJ Stacks and Mimi, I just wanted to get, more fame because, they were lit individuals. They already grown their page, he was doing the zesty dance everywhere, so he was already getting lit on Instagram. So I said, let me get the following. So a lot of these skits I do, they just, me acting a fool. When I started to come around Dan Eugene and Dupree back like 2 years now, 3 years now, they was doing a lot of crazy stuff, in skits. And I just realized, that's just what it is. You can't really, if you're boring in a skit, you're not going to get the traction. Nobody going to share your shit. So I appreciate everybody who's listening to this. I appreciate everybody who worked with me this year. If you liked, shared, sent this to a coworker or a family member, did anything of my content, I appreciate you. You know, even the silent supporters, the people that aren't liking or commenting. You liked it because the numbers don't lie. You know? Numbers don't lie. Somebody's looking at that shit. So the Thanksgiving thing came and I was excited about it because I heard about it every year, but I never knew where it was. I never knew about it at all. So it came and everybody was just, psyched about it. We met up at Canarsie Rockaway Parkway. I helped buy sodas. I helped put out tables. It was ecstatic. That was a great time. Then the result of it was a whole bunch of memes, a whole bunch of skits. Giddy Lefty had a video shoot like maybe a few weeks prior. So the people that was at the video shoot was back with me here. So it's same people over and over and over. So start to become family, but a lot of them still don't know me and not familiar with the work. I haven't really gained respect in the content community because I do it here and there. I don't just do it as as a job or nothing. Here and there, I would just collaborate with people and act a fool. That's what I do. I don't want to do it every day and throw out 30 skits or anything like that. It's not me. I'll probably stick to my interviewing lane and do something here and there because I still need to grow my following for my page. Can't really can't really be doing stuff if you're not having people click on it. That's just what it is. And then I got the opportunity to be on Bishop and Cheney and Juicy. Shout out Eat My Beauty. for their show as extra. I can't wait for that to come out. I can't wait for the finished product. The scene was crazy. I was just like I was shaking in my boots in that scene. Let's just say that. So yeah. So now birthday came out, I did the karaoke. I did my birthday at Mama Taco. And right now, that was the year. Next year, more more skits. Star Time's coming back. Um, I definitely want to work on some things. A lot of people was cutting my ass about my eye problem. Definitely gonna work on that. And a lot of people was cutting my ass about my teeth being yellow. Definitely gonna work on that. So that's what I have in plan for next year. More skits, more things. Also in a video for Hollywood Baby. You're the one. I'm in the background, but you can still see me. But yeah. So yeah, that more stuff coming on the way too. So this is this is Roddy Rod and I'm out.